Good afternoon. It's the 6th of July 2014. My name is Joy Doreen Bira. Welcome to KTN Weekend at 1. Let's now take a look at some of the updates that did come in from the Lamu and Tana River counties regarding the attacks that happened late last night. Well, KTN's Wilson Buru has that report.
Over 20 people dead in one night of terror, with killings perpetrated across two counties. Blood trails on the floor, just one reminder of yet another attack at the coast, this time at the Gamba police station last night, which left at least 9 people dead. Authorities told KTN that the attackers invaded the police station at 11 p.m., killing 9 people on the spot, including the police officer on duty and inmates. The attackers are said to have used the darkness to their advantage, since the police station is not connected to the electricity grid. They are said to have killed the policeman in charge before pulling out 5 suspects who are being held in the cells and shooting them at point-blank range. Another 3 suspects who had been brought in this lorry were also not spared.
They also touched a canter, one vehicle at the same police station. There's one casualty who has been taken to the hospital. International news agency AFP reported that a spokesman for the Somali terror group Al-Shabaab issued a statement claiming responsibility for the killings, claiming that 10 people had been killed. The Kenyan government has not as yet stated who it is they believe is behind the attacks. In yet another attack last night, another 9 people were killed and several others injured when a group of armed men attacked the Hindi shopping center located between Mpeketoni and Mukowe in Lamu County. By early this morning, the Kenya Red Cross said they had recovered 9 bodies in the Hindi attack alone. Yet more bodies have been found in surrounding farms scenes. These 2 attacks come barely 3 weeks after about 70 people were killed in 3 attacks in Mpeketoni, which the government attributed to attempted ethnic cleansing. Just a week ago, Tana River Deputy County Commissioner Mike Kimoko expressed concerns of rising tension in the area after hate leaflets were discovered warning some communities to leave the area before Sabasaba. Deputy President William Ruto is expected to visit the area later today. Wilson Buru for KTN's Weekend at 1.
Thanks, Wilson. Now, KTN's Ferdinand Omondi joins us to bring us an update on what's happening on the ground. Good afternoon, Ferdinand. And what is the latest coming in from the coastal region?
Well, the latest I am getting is that now the figure has risen to at least 21 per the Red Cross. Although other figures quoting the Interior Ministry saying it could be 29. We know that at least 1 policeman was killed in the attack that happened at Gamba police station. And what I have on the ground is that the attackers used guns. In the area of Hindi, that is 15 kilometers away from Lamu, where houses were burnt, I'm getting reports of crude weapons like machetes also being used to kill the persons indiscriminately. And the figure that now is at least 21 from both cases. A police station burned down and several houses torched.
Right. Several houses, you say, have been set alight. But now would like to hear from if there have been any updates from the security organs or security officers in Lamu and Tana River counties. What updates can we have at the moment?
Right now, they're a bit gathered in what they're saying because the official communication coming from central government is yet to be there. I do know we're expecting the deputy president to tour through areas from where we're expecting him to give detailed information. So far, there hasn't been any link with any persons, whether political or terrorists, as happened in Mpeketoni. But from the security organizations, they're yet to give a comprehensive statement on who they think is behind this, unlike last time. Although we do know that Al-Shabaab have already claimed responsibility for the attack.
Right, and we are seeing a number of figures that are coming through on how many people have been reported dead. But from the ground where you're at, what are the figures?
The figures that I have from the Kenya Red Cross are 21. That's the official figure we have from the Kenya Red Cross.
Right, and my final question would be, there have been reports that, you know, the GSU were pursuing these criminals or attackers, and have we received any updates on whether or not there have been any findings on who exactly has been behind the attacks?
Well, if they're after them, we haven't had any official updates on whether they have caught up with the attackers or not. Unfortunately, this has been the same line used previously. Even after the Mpeketoni attacks, they were combing the bushes around Mpeketoni area with information that they were pursuing them, but 3 weeks later, they haven't yet caught up with them. So maybe this time, they really have something that they can tell us at the end of the day. But as it is right now, there have been no arrests made in connection with the killers who may have committed this.
Well, thank you so much, Ferdinand. We do appreciate the update. KTN's Ferdinand Omondi on the ground in Lamu, and he's also going to be bringing us updates on what's happening in Tana River County. Officers from the General Service Unit are at this moment said to be in pursuit of between 20 and 30 criminals believed to be behind 2 attacks in Gamba and Tana River County and in Hindi in Lamu County. That was last night. Information is scanty at the moment about where the attackers came from, but a number of them were armed with semi-automatic rifles and machetes, and the Kenya Red Cross has confirmed that there are more bodies that have been found in Hindi, Lamu County, bringing the total death toll of the 2 attacks to 21 so far. 9 people are reported to have been killed in Gamba. The dead include a police officer and suspects who were being held at the Gamba police station that was attacked at 9:30 p.m. last night. Gamba and Hindi are about 50 kilometers away from each other. More updates from these fresh attacks will be coming your way throughout our consecutive bulletins, that is at 4, at 7 and at 9 o'clock. Now, the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy CORD will this afternoon hold its last rally ahead of tomorrow's Saba Saba. CORD leaders are already in Machakos and are attending a church service ahead of the rally. The leaders, Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka and Moses Wetangula, have insisted that tomorrow's rally will be peaceful and urged Kenyans to show up in big numbers, and they say that their agenda of elevating poverty, fighting tribalism and eliminating corruption is all they will be discussing. They have also refuted claims that they are planning to seize power from the Jubilee government. And well, those and more updates as well will be coming your way shortly. Coalition for Reforms and Democracy CORD leader Raila Odinga yesterday asked leader Musalia Mudavadi to take part in the Saba Saba rally that is going to be taking place tomorrow. And the remarks, he said these remarks when he shared a platform with Mudavadi during the burial of Peter Kibisu, former Sabatia Member of Parliament in Mudingu Primary School, Vihiga County. But in response, Mudavadi said that he was willing to join in the calls for national dialogue and help forge a united country. But both Jubilee and CORD coalitions should not hold extreme positions on the same.
Mambo ati shiririshi yenu na wacha hata pande hii tuko pamoja, tusungumuza, tutembee pamoja. Mimi na hakika tukitembea pamoja tutaweza kufaulu zaidi.
Nataka kukuomba wewe ukienda njia yako, Weta naenda yake, Raila aende yake, Kalonzo aende yake. We are giving these Jubilee people an early Christmas.
We are all Kenyan citizens. We are all together. Persuade me without necessarily giving me ultimatums. Alafu tutaangalia tuone where can we go if this is the issue. Hapo ndio mimi nasema nataka tusimame. Nataka tuheshimiane.
And we're all looking forward to what's going to be happening tomorrow, that is ahead of the rally that is organized by CORD. But urging everyone to be peaceful during this Sabasaba rally organized by CORD as well is something that is key to note. Now, let's move on and away from politics. The Kenya-Uganda connection is not just about the two countries being business partners or sharing borders. Rose Wasonga, a Ugandan, tells a love story that triggered a marriage of two different cultures. Take a look. 62-year-old Rosemary Jean Kawoya came to Nairobi back in 1971 for the very first time to pursue higher education in secretarial studies. And it was then that she met her one true love, a Kenyan love that she says was the envy of Kenyan women at the time. Decades on, she recalls.
The Kenyans were excited to love Ugandans or Tanzanians. It was the in thing. But it wasn't very nice to us because the Kenyan ladies were not happy about it. And the one time they wrote in the papers that the Ugandan ladies are stealing our husbands. But a person like me who has been with this Wasonga over 45 years, I didn't steal, I kept.
Knowing there were so many beautiful women in Kenya, what was it that could have drawn him to Kawoya?
If he said I was a very beautiful girl, he's never seen a girl like me. True, I was. And politeness. And I called him for some lunch, my house. And the food was excellent. He said he's never seen somebody who can cook good food like that. So we went on dating. And by the way, I must confess, he dropped all the girlfriends he had.
Cross-cultural attractions and intermingling now mean a lot more for Kawoya, far beyond her simple love connection with her man. This Kenyan-Ugandan love blossomed for her from her love for the two cultures, inspiring her to open up a restaurant that does purely traditional meals. The meals blend both the Kenyan and Ugandan tastes.
I've always shown interest that I like cooking and I like meeting people. Actually, I like many people around me. That's why I opened a restaurant.
Her breakfast servings are as Kenyan or as Ugandan as they can get. They include maize cobs, yams, potatoes, and the popular Ugandan katogo, among others.
I've come to find out that people like natural food. They don't want additives to be added in their food. And they're increasing, and they like traditional.
The same goes for lunch and dinner. People from all walks of life troop in for a taste of culture mixed on a plate. The diversity in her menu and in the clientele she receives are a mark of the cultural bond between Uganda and Kenya. And it is more than just about business. It is also an eternal friendship.
Once you produce something good, they'll always come to you.
A journey that started with the aim to pursue her education in Nairobi has become a successful cultural voyage. This year marks 42 years of marriage for the 62-year-old enterprising Ugandan turned Kenyan businesswoman. And where does one begin after spending half his life in prison? Well, a 33-year-old man who was released from Athi River prison says he intends to use the skills learned behind bars to start a new life. KTN's Patrick Amimo has the story of Julius Mutuku.
It was joy and sadness all at once as the inmates at Athi River prison in Kitengela bid farewell to the 3-year-old Julius Mutuku Mbevi. They were the closest thing to a family for Mutuku. Mutuku has spent the first 14 years with them, but today he was walking out to freedom. Mutuku, who hails from Kitui County, found himself behind bars on charges of defilement. He was only 19 years old when he was convicted. He says though life in prison has not been easy, he believes the correctional facility acted as a turning point in his life.
Mimi nimebadilika kabisa. Hata mambo ile ilikuwa inafanyika sasa saa hii laundi hii hakuna kuifanya. Nimeshukuru sana.
No family members were present to receive him, But a well-wisher who has been a source of inspiration to many inmates at Athi River Prison welcomed him with farming tools and seeds to help jumpstart his life. While serving his jail term, Mutuku trained in carpentry and farming.
They should not take these people as isolated, as persona non grantors, but they should learn to accept these persons, that they are part of us. The best thing you can do is to extend an extra hand to assist them.
Mutuku is optimistic society will quickly accept him and help him make his contribution in building the nation. Patrick Amimo, KTN.
Thanks, Patrick. You're watching KTN Weekend at 1. We'll take a short break. More news coming up. Do stay with us. Well, we've come to the end of KTN Weekend at 1, and I've been corrected. Netherlands is going to be playing Argentina, and on the other side, we're going to see Brazil facing Germany. So quite some steamy games there. Germany as well being a very strong side. So we're looking forward to those games, and more updates, is like I mentioned earlier, more updates will be coming your way in regard to the Lamu Tana River attacks during our consecutive bulletins. And there have also been reports that the Inspector General of Police is going to be holding a press conference, so we're yet to hear more updates coming out of that. My name is Joy Doreen Bira. God bless.